Hello everybody and welcome to our Easter edition of our Create Art Box paint along session. Today we're going to be making a really lovely, very sweet painting of an Easter bunny and some little Easter eggs and some scenery around it as well. So first thing we're going to do, if you did last month's session where we did our spring painting, you'll remember that we did some blending for our sky. We're going to do a similar thing today. If you haven't done it, it's not a problem, it's really easy to follow and things. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dip into our blue paint. Okay, so we've got our blue on there and we're going to start at the top of our canvas and we're going to work our way across. So we're just filling in that white area at the moment. So filling it all in nice and blue. We're going to take it down about 2 inches. So I'll show you where we're going to stop. So we're going to stop about here. I'm just going to draw a line across it so that you can see. Okay, so your canvas should be the same in that sense too. So we're not filling the entire area white, we're just filling this top bit that we've blocked in. Okay, once we've got the blue on, we're then going to dip into the purple. Now you don't need to clean your brush or anything like that because we want it to be a nice blended effect where it all merges into one. So we're going to take our purple and that's going to go straight on there, still got the blue on it, so we've got that nice blend. And we're going to take that down, not quite so much as what the blue was, a little bit less. So we're going to take it down to there and then we're going to dip into our pink. So again, I haven't cleaned my brush, still keeping it as it is. Do feel free to pause me as well if I'm going a bit too fast for you, okay? So this is the beauty of these pre-recorded videos in that sense that you can pause me, rewind, fast forward, anything you need to. So we're going in over the purple. I've just got a bit on my face then, look at this. And I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to just dip in to make a bit more. And we're going to finish there, okay? Once we have got that paint on, we're going to then clean our brush. And with a nice clean brush, we're going to go back over this so that we merge it all together, so we can't see where one colour starts and one finishes. We don't want that, so I'm just literally got a wet brush, a nice clean wet brush, and I'm just brushing over all of that. As you can see, I'm not doing any particular order, I'm just blending it all together. It gets rid of all those grooves and those thick lines of the paint, and it just makes it like almost like a watercolour we want it to be. So it's all blended. Lovely. So mine is looking nice and blended together. How is yours looking? Okay, wonderful. So the next thing we're going to do is down in this corner, we're going to create our little bunny. Okay, he's going to be popping out of the corner to say hello. So I think I'm going to have I think I might have a purple bunny. You can choose whatever colour bunny you would like. First thing we're going to do is the ears. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to give my bunny some nice big floppy ears. Now if you're using white for your bunny, you may want to skip me forward a bit, do the area around it and then come back and do your bunny, because you won't see it very well if you're doing white on white canvas. Okay, so I'm choosing to do a purple one because it's a bit Easterish and why not? So I've got floppy ear there, so I've drawn almost like a wave, and then I've brought it down. Okay, and then I'm going to do a floppy one here. I'm going to go up and bring it down like that. And there we go. Let's make this one a little bit thicker. Lovely. Okay, and I'm going to do the hairline. So he's going to have a little bit of a spiky hair, like that. Block that in. And then I'm going to do the shape of his head. So his head is going to come down like that. And then it's going to go like that for his whiskers. And again like that. And then do his eyes. So we've got nice big eyes on our bunny. A bit like a cartoon bunny. And then the other side. Okay. So I'm now just going to block in this area that I've just drawn on with the paint. So I'm just going to block in around the eyes, not doing the eyes because the eyes will be a different colour, just going around it all, okay? Okay, so go there, and then we're going to bring it around and down, and I'm going to stop there because I need to do his nose. Now, if like me your paint is a little bit thin looking, that's absolutely fine because right now we're just blocking in things, so we can go over it a bit heavier with the paint afterwards if we need to. Likewise, if you feel like you've made a mistake, just let it dry and then you can paint over it again. You may need to put a little bit of white and then your chosen colour. It's absolutely fine, okay? These things happen. It's all part of learning. So don't be afraid or embarrassed or upset if you've made a little bit of an error. This is the beauty of painting. We can go over and over it as many times as we like. Okay, so my bunny is going to now, I'm going to just rinse my brush off and I'm going to get the pink paint out because my bunny needs some pink on him. So he's going to have pink on the inner part of his ear there. And he needs a nice little pink upside down triangle nose. So a nice little triangle there. Oh, he's taking shape, isn't he? Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to give him a mouth. So once again, using the purple that I've used, I'm just going to use a very small amount of it. I've literally put the tiniest dot of it on the corner of my brush. You can hardly see it. And I'm just going to draw a little faint line going down like this. It's almost like an upside down umbrella. And then I'm going to do a very small amount again. And we're going to do the outline of his teeth. So bunnies have got two nice big teeth at the front. So we're going to do it so that they kind of go that way and then across. So it's not straight down, it's more like an angled. Okay, so now we need to give him some colourful eyes. I think maybe we can give him some nice blue eyes. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to do a big circle. Well, not quite a full circle actually, because we're not going to do the circle bit at the bottom. So I've done 2 circles like that, but I'm not going near the bottom because that's where the eye finishes. I'm just going to colour the majority of it in, not all of it, and then I'm going to dip in then to the white. Actually, I will put a bit more colour on. So I'm making it darker on the outside. On that one, because it was a little bit light still. And then I'm going to dip into the white and very small amount on my brush, as you can see. I'm just going to pop a little dot in the middle and in the middle there. Okay, I think I'll need to go over this eye again in just a moment because it's not coming up very brightly with the blue. But that's okay, we'll leave it to dry for a minute and we'll go over it again. So how's our bunny looking? What else do we think we need on him? Maybe we'll go over that purple on his ears a little bit more so we've got more of a shape. There we go. That's more of a shape, isn't it? That's a bit better. And go underneath. Do the same there. Okay. And we're going to do the same on the other ear. So, and then bringing it down. Might even get a little bit of pink, tiny bit of pink, just running down there. So we can see that's the inner part of his ear. Lovely. Right, just going to go around the edges on the top of the head once more, just to make it a little bit darker with the purple. Just thicken up that paint a bit, because it was on very thinly. And then we will move on to our next part. So how's your bunny looking so far? Are we going to give these bunnies a name? Maybe because it's such a nice Easter time. I think I might, what would be a nice bunny name? I might call mine Hopper. What's your bunny going to be called? Now, I just spotted that on my eyes there's a bit of purple has gone onto the inside, which we don't want. So I'm just using my white brush again, rinsing it off. I'm just going to get some white paint. Just going to pop it on the outsides of the eye and really make that nice and clean finish. Okay, and then, like I said, we're going to move on to the next part of our painting. Remember to pause me if I'm going too fast. Okay, there's no rushing or panicking, it's just that I work a bit quicker. Lots of practice, I think, that's why. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some nice grass up here, maybe a hill, I think. So I'm going to go across, we're going to go up at this point because we don't want it to be a completely flat line. So I'm taking my brush, I'm using it like this, nice and flatly, and I'm just drawing tiny little lines up, as you can see. Okay, going all the way across like that for now, just so that we've got a nice little texture in our skyline. When it's done, it will look like a nice little forest of trees in the background there. Now, taking my brush, I'm just going to do a nice, a bit bigger maybe, nice little hill like that. Okay, I'm going to just keep on going across and blocking that area in. Okay, bring it all the way down to our bunny's ear. Try not to go over any of your painting that you've done of your bunny. Try and keep it free from that. So I've done like a hill shape in the middle. The reason that we're going to do the hill shape is I think it'd be quite sweet and funny if we had a little bunny popping out of it. But maybe actually if he's popping into it, so we can see his tail and his bottom and his feet. I think that would be quite sweet, wouldn't it? Like a bunny who's just finished his adventure. He's been to Mr. McGregor's garden and got everything he wanted from it to eat. And now he's popping back home for a little snooze. So I'm just bringing that green all the way down, making sure not to go over my little hopper bunny here. Okay, I'm going to bring it underneath as well. Now don't worry if you do get paint on top of it, just like I said before, let it dry and you can go over and fix any little errors that you need to fix, okay? So we're leaving a nice area here at the moment free. We're going to bring the green down, so we're going to block in all of this with the one solid colour, because afterwards we can give it some more definition. We can add in some textures, we can add in some flowers, maybe some little Easter eggs. Okay. Just going to do one more bit. I'm just going to bring it up to about here. Okay, we're blocking that rest of this to going down. So we're keeping that area above it free for now. We'll be blocking in more of it later, but we're just going to get the bunny in so that we know how much room we actually need. So it's easier for us if we paint it directly onto the white canvas rather than trying to paint over green, waiting for it to dry, painting again, that kind of thing. So it just makes life a little bit easier, especially when we're a bit limited on time and things like that for the video. You're not limited on time whatsoever, but for me to show you I am a little. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, what colour of bunny should we do this time? Well, we'll do the white tail, so maybe we'll do a pink bunny. So I'm going to just do half a semicircle, but I'm not doing the middle part of it. So almost like a broken rainbow. So I'm going like that and like that, okay? And then I'm going to go under it and join it up. So it looks a bit like a volcano at the moment, okay? So we've got a bit of a funny shape going on at the minute. Then I'm going to go over, down, and then this side over and down. So what we've got is almost like a Batman symbol right now. Okay, we're going to fill that area in. This will all make sense in a moment, just trust the method. This is the great thing about art, is that if you really do break it down, it is just a sequence of lines. So anyone can do anything if you just break it down and trust the process. Okay, so we have got a funny little Batman shape. And now I'm going to just dip my brush into the pink, but a very small amount of pink just on that corner, as you can see. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down from here, almost like a snowman shape. Imagine you had a snowman with just the two big balls in that sense, rather than made of three, just sections of two. And then we're going to, again from the other side, so there's one and there's the big belly of our snowman, and we're going to bring it down and like that. Okay, so it kind of goes to a little point at the bottom. So these are going to be our bunny's feet. Now we're then going to dip our brushes off And then using the white paint, we're going to do a nice fluffy tail. And then we're just going to block in that area on the feet in the white. And then the same for the other side. Now you'll see as well that it's not really showing up very well on our canvas, but that's absolutely fine for now, because it will show up in a little while once we've done this background. Okay, so we want to have our little hill so it actually looks a bit darker. So we're going to pop a little bit of blue on that area. Okay, just like that, a little bit blue. Dip our brush off, dip it into the green, and then blend it in. Now you'll have a nice darker green here, which is exactly what we're after. So we want to make that nice arch shape again. Okay, being careful not to go over your bunny completely. So I'm just going to blend it all in, oops, and keeping that area free because that's where his tail is. Okay, bringing it down all the way and then bringing it out. Okay, let's just get that bit blended a bit more. Lovely. So we can see now that's very much a little tunnel that he's going into. Now we want to put some nice grass on the sides there. So we're using that method again that we did up here, but we're doing longer strokes this time because our grass is longer. So we're doing a selection. You can do some short strokes and some longer strokes. Feel free to keep dipping back into your paint. And let's block in that area with colour. Okay, so now that we have got our bunny's feet and that in place, we're going to put the nice pattern on his paws. So he needs his pads. So we're going to rinse off our brush, nice and clean, dip into the pink again, or just a little bit on the corner because that gives me more control. If I had so much paint on this brush, I wouldn't have the control that I needed to make those marks and to have that precision. So I'm going to do a little circle here, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 dots down the bottom. We've got our little pads. Okay, and then we're going to do the same. 1 circle there, and then 1, 2, 3 at the bottom. Okay, I'm just going to put some more white on my brush now. I've just rinsed that pink off. Using the white again, I'm just going to give that fluffy tail. So I'm dabbing it on, I'm not brushing it on. So that will give that element of lightness that we want. Like a piece of cotton wool. Okay, and then just going over the paws again so we can see where they start and finish. Lovely stuff. So that's our 2 bunnies done. We're doing really well here. So now we need to add in some nice Easter eggs, some nice flowers, make it look a bit more spring-like. So I'm dipping into my green, but I'm also putting a tiny bit of blue on the corner. Can you see that? There's a little bit, do it that way, you'll see a tiny bit of blue in amongst that green, and that's just going to give me another texture, another colour to work with. So down here I'm just doing some nice little strokes. You can see down in the bottom the grass might be a bit more wild and longer. Just going to put a little bit more blue on there because we really want that to show the different contrasts there. It gives it a lovely texture. And then I'm going to dip into my yellow. So I'm dipping into my yellow, and I'm just going to dab on some yellow there, and maybe some yellow there. Looks like they're lovely little daffodils growing in the sunshine. And then I think I might do a couple of daffodils up here by the entrance of our little burrow. Lovely. So now let's do our Easter eggs. So I'm just very quickly actually just going to put in a little bit of blue so we can really see them. Okay, so now we've got our grass, we've got our flowers, we've got our lovely sunset skyline happening. We're going to put in some nice colourful Easter eggs. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do a pink, a yellow, and maybe a blue. So where shall we do them? Shall we do them? We can do a little egg up here, and then we can do maybe a little egg down here. I'm just tapping it on. You can draw it on, paint it on like that if you like. I'm just dabbing it on because it just makes it a bit easier. And then we can add some patterns on after. I'm dabbing into my purple now, and I'm just going to do a couple of little ones I think there. And I'll do a bigger one here. So I'll paint this one on,